in the morning, in the morning.
Birdie Fuel Coffee. Oh,
He took the cup. Where's he going with the cup? That's the cup.
took the cup. BirdieFuelCoffee.com.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the McTako Podcast, episode 9. What's up, Taco?
Nuevo. Hello, Eric.
9. Shout out real quick to Birdie Fuel. You guys saw that commercial there in the beginning. As mentioned on previous episodes, they are doing a lot of good things for us right now. As you can see, the coffee right here, our own little blend, our own little label on there. We got the nice little the birdie behind us, and yeah, these guys are killing it. They're going out of their way to kill it, and we'll probably give one of these away today at some point. At some point, we'll give one of these guys away.
These are super exciting. It's awesome that this came to life, and it's a single origin Colombian, so definitely a darker roast. Something that Eric and I will totally enjoy.
Oh, for sure. I love the dark. Speaking of which, I'm drinking some out of the new, what are these? The glass tumblers with the little silicone on them. These are sweet. I like them. The other mugs that we typically use on the show, the metal ones or whatever they are, those things are my favorite. I'll drink coffee out of those every day of my life.
I like these, though. They're really nice. They fit well in the hand.
They do.
The rounded nose.
And it's not like if it's super hot coffee, you got the silicone to help not burn yourself. So we got that going for us. But so what's been going on? It's been a while since we've recorded. We our last episode we had AJ and Clemens on, and craziness just got in the way this past week and a half.
So
moving the warehouse. I've been busy every single day doing that, moving discs, moving shelves, labeling shelves, moving shelves again. I mean, just been super busy. Not to mention, it's been freaking cold.
I was going to say, the worst part of all this is that it's been like snow on the ground in the teens every day.
Not just the teens, guys. Saturday, like today, whatever day. I'm not too sure what day this is going to come out yet. Probably Thursday or Friday. But Saturday night's low is negative 11.
Stop. Oh, my gosh.
Negative 11. Me and my buddy are talking about going and trying to do some ice fishing at Reading this Sunday. Just because it's going to be cold. We've never done it, and we want to do it. We want to give it a try. So if I do, I'm going to take the camera. Well, maybe not the camera. I'll probably use my phone just in case. But,
all right, quick squirrel. Okay, so when you ice fish, are you in a house? Do you build like a little
shanty,
ice?
A little shanty? Yeah.
You pop it up?
Not an ice, I mean, we're going to take it. We don't have one. They have one that you can buy, and they don't have a bottom to them or whatever. But we've got an old tent, and I'm just going to cut the bottom out of a corner and just peel it back, and we're just going to drill right into the ice and take a little propane heater, and if we're out of the wind and have a little heater in there, we should be just fine.
Man, that sounds not
it's just
too
dedication,
bad.
Man. We're just dedicated, and who knows, maybe we'll take a little hibachi and cook some fish right off the
I hope
right
you
out
catch
of the,
a giant
so
tuna.
Cool. That would be next to no, that would be impossible. Yeah. That would be very, very much so.
Anything's
impossible.
possible.
Anything is, except
possible.
catching a deep saltwater fish in a freshwater lake.
Yeah,
here in
like
Kansas.
$3,000 to $5,000 fish just floating around in Reading, Kansas.
Oh man, I want to go halibut fishing. That is definitely a goal of mine to go halibut fishing.
Me
Never
too.
been. I want to go.
Next time you go to Alaska, Eric.
Maybe this year when I go up there again. I'm making 2 trips to Alaska again this year. I'm going in beginning of May and then mid-June. So I'm really looking forward to those trips. Those are always good times.
Super jelly.
But speaking of garbage, I mean just nasty, disgusting weather, have you played any tournaments in any like inclement weather, or what's the nastiest weather you remember playing? Maybe it's not even a tournament. Maybe it was just casual round. But
dude, I'm so close to fair weather golfer that
although
we played.
Our first round together was 0 degrees on New Year's Day.
I think it might have even been -4. The sun was out, so it felt.
I mean,
0.
when it gets that cold, I mean, what's 4 degrees, right?
I don't even know how I did that. That's the coldest. So that was the coldest I ever played disc golf. Actually, didn't mind it though because like I was still functioning. So the worst weather I've ever experienced in a disc golf round was it was a NorCal Series final. NorCal Series championship event, and it was at what is that lake called?
Tahoe?
No, it wasn't Tahoe. It was like
Stafford?
It was like, no, it's like more NorCal. But anyways, gosh, I am so bad at this sometimes, just like trying to remember this lake.
Remember lakes.
Anyways, there was a lake.
But you can pull Dan Cortez out of your...
That's way different, dude. So anyways, there was a lake course that, and I'll look, somebody commented down below if you remember the NorCal Series Championship like in 2014. But anyways, we're at this lake, and the first round wasn't that bad. Like, I knew that there was kind of like rain on the schedule, but nothing crazy. So it kind of like sprinkled first round. Second round comes, and oh my gosh, the wind is like 30, 35 miles an hour. This is unheard of in California, by the way. Like, you don't get wind like that in California. Not where I was at.
On the coast, maybe, but...
Dude, so it starts ripping wind, and then it starts raining, like, sideways. I had so much equipment. I was like, oh, just, like, wear this stuff, everything. At a certain point, dude, it was just like, I can't be any more wet. I think I was carrying, like, one of the original grip bags at the time. That thing weighed probably 35 pounds, soaking wet. My socks were soaking wet. Dude, I've said this before. I'll say it again. Nobody likes a wet sock.
Oh,
no one.
It's disgusting.
And when you wear it for an entire second round, so horrible, so horrible. That was the worst weather. It was actually, there's videotape of the tournament as well. And I think Dave Madruga, who's
I know Dave.
Yeah, Dave's an awesome dude. Excellent player. He's like 1,000 rated, and I think he's
Super
playing.
Nice guy.
I think he's playing MP40 now, but yeah, Dave's a great dude. So they have a video of him like throwing a shot, and then the wind was blowing so hard that it just like hit the side of this hill, rolled down the hill, and then like rolled basically backwards,
solid,
out of bounds.
Solid.
Like
it was like the Derek Billings video.
Nothing can compare to Derek Billings' video.
That wasn't windy though either. Well, maybe it was a little breezy,
pretty windy,
but it's not like the wind you're talking about, where you just laugh at it.
Yeah, no, it's not like in my personal opinion, that's when I stopped having fun playing disc golf.
Oh,
That's when I'm like, I do not enjoy this because I'm so wet.
Yeah.
Hence why I went to the cooler that I've carried for many years.
Yes.
Because when you have a cooler, that stays dry. Your discs stay the same temperature. I mean, you can control that environment. That's why I carried the cooler, because of that one event. I'll tell you guys what the name of the course is later, but it was a lake course and it was horrible. Ugh. Yours?
Wow. So yours is just wind.
And a lot of gross rain.
Yeah, rain.
Puddles.
True.
I don't like that.
This might take me a minute because I've played a lot of crappy tournaments weather-wise.
We have time.
The first one that comes to mind, the first one I initially thought of was Manhattan, Kansas.
No, Little Apple.
Tuttle Creek at a lake as well. Let's see, what year would that have been? It was so long ago. I'm talking like probably 99, maybe 2000, early 2000s, something like that. And
I was like in high school maybe, or just in the military.
Yeah.
So it's just like a kid still.
But
so were you basically.
There was a thunderstorm that was rolling through, and around here, and this is June, May, something like that. So you know what the thunderstorms are like around here.
Yep.
That time of year, like they bring tornadoes and all that, and that's what it was. A tornado basically ripped through as we were playing.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember my buddy Gabe and I went up to this event, Gabe Reilly, and they had these big concrete pavilions, like these big, huge concrete like ledge right in the middle of them, and we jumped into one of those, and we're standing there, and we were both like, everyone was just huddling underneath these as this tornado was rolling through. And I remember seeing a boat on a trailer just kind of go by, like with the wind, just go by, and we kind of looked at each other, was like, did that just happen? One of those things where
that
you
was
just
an
don't
invisible
know if
car.
it happened. Like, did that happen?
Oh my gosh.
So that was pretty creepy. And then, just like a normal tornado, within half an hour after that, sun's out, dead calm, beautiful, just wet everywhere. Like the tee pads were 3 inches underwater. so we had to finish that round. But that was one. Another one that comes to mind. I'm gonna rattle off 3 of them real quick. The next one that comes to mind is Texas State Championships in Houston, Texas.
Houston.
Tom Bass Park. It was an okay course. I mean, it was nothing to write home about. Just bomber course, really. I mean, I played well there every time I went. So
podcast.
That was worth it, you know. But it had stormed and rained all the way up to this event, like the week leading up to it. Not during the event. I don't believe it was raining during the event, but leading up to it, it definitely was dumping. And they didn't cancel it. They didn't move any holes. And it was in this field of this like floodplain where there was just standing water everywhere. Like you couldn't throw a shot without. I mean, it was like one of these days where Saturday you go and play and you're like trying to avoid everything, you know, right? And then Sunday you get there and you just get out of the car and walk directly into a puddle just to get used to it, you know?
You're like, so immerse yourself immediately.
Basically is what we did. And I think I won that year. Was one of the years I won the Texas State Championships. But there was one thing I do remember is large, like they have fire ants in Texas. Like nasty fire
huge
ants,
ones.
right?
Yeah.
And when it rains or it floods, what they do is they all clump together.
Yep.
And they float down this little stream. And I remember seeing them floating all over the place, and you wanted to avoid them because they are nasty. If they get onto you, man, forget about it.
Oh, dude, this little ant grenade.
Forget about it.
Or ant landmine, I guess.
Oh, just so freaking nasty, man. So yeah, that was 2 of them that were kind of similar because it was just wet, nasty, windy. You just basically are wet the entire time. And then the third one that I can think of was also in Texas at, what's the name of that course? Nacogdoches. The Nacogdoches Open down in Texas. Years and years ago, I remember there was tornadoes ripping through. We got called in. They canceled the round. They said, all right, we're done. We're not going to finish this round. Everybody go home. And this was on Sunday. And I think I was in like 5th or 6th place. I don't know. I wasn't at a podium spot. So I'm like, all right, I'm bailing, right? And I looked at the radar. We all had to go across the street to this big building, like where it was like a safety place or whatever.
Storm shelter.
Yeah. And I remember they had a TV on, and I'm like, all right, I'm going north, and there's a huge tornado that's here now and one in the south. If I leave right now and drive really fast, I can go in between these storms and make it home.
That's a horrible idea.
It is, and I did it.
Oh gosh, he's alive, folks. He's still here.
And I survived somehow. I mean, I remember driving directly after the path of the storm, seeing it taking the trees it took down, the power lines that were down everywhere. But I managed to get in between them, and I made it home safe. And yeah, but tornadoes are no joke, man. April, May, June, that time frame is not a fun month to be out and about, trying to get out and play tournaments, and especially in the Midwest at least.
Man, I'm such a sissy when it comes to stuff like that. I would have hunkered down. I'm serious. I probably would have stayed where I was at. You know,
I had a long drive ahead of me, and I just wanted to.
I get it. I'm such a scaredy cat.
I can understand.
What were you driving? The Element?
I was definitely
the green one.
I was either in the green Element or the Dodge pickup truck that I used to tour in. The Dodge Ram, probably the green Element would be my guess.
Okay.
Around that time frame was the Element, just ripping the Element, redlining that little 4-banger.
It's got a low wheelbase. See, it's not going anywhere.
All-wheel drive.
Kind of reminds me of like that My Little Toaster.
Yeah,
like it's just
I
like.
could see that. I like it, man. I love the Element.
I
think it's one of the best touring vehicles around. I mean, aside from like all the softies that are out there now in these big luxurious vans. Well, that's not true. They're not really softies at all. But I would love to. I would have loved to tour. I would have loved to have toured in a van for sure. For sure. So yeah, that's kind of the 3 nasty events or nastiest weather that I've played in.
I feel like there was an event where I played where it was like a sloppy mess, like mud everywhere. Like
I've definitely played same tournament, Texas State Championships.
Yeah,
in San Antonio.
You know, it's
played
just
with Dave Feldberg.
Those aren't
so
fun.
Muddy. It was so. I mean, tee pads were covered. Yeah, that's another one. Just mud, just slop, just nasty.
At what point are you like, man, we're gonna destroy this course coming out here,
Not
or
just
is it
the
just
course,
like whatevs?
But what about not just the course, but think about mud, wet, nasty, slick yourself. Like you could that you're more injury prone.
Blow your knee out.
Blow a knee out, blow an ankle.
See, Kevin. Well, I mean, if you're Kevin Jones, you could just blow your knee out, and then ace a 530-foot hole
in good conditions.
That was it was raining out there.
Was it?
Yeah, it was raining that day.
Either way, Kevin almost falls down on every throw he throws.
Yeah,
that's you can't use that as
that's 150% effort.
Yeah, it's a little. He goes a little hard. Not that it's bad. I mean,
I never
it works
watched
out
that
for him.
compilation that he did, but I'm still.
It definitely works for him because he's
good.
definitely a baller. That's for sure. So we've got something fun coming up that you guys have heard us talk about multiple times, I'm sure, and that is dynamic doubles, an event that Taco and I are running out at Kansas View Disc Golf Course, and I, for one, am very excited about this event. Within how long have we been planning this? What, a month and a half, 2 months now?
Yeah, I feel like we started planning it like right around the turn of the year.
Okay, so probably about a month,
right?
And registration's only been open for when did we open?
It was like the 27th or 26th because I gave it like a little bit more than a month.
Yeah, okay, that's right. I do remember that now. But we filled this week, so I'm very excited about that.
Thank you very much for everybody who's participating.
Yes, that's
so sick.
It's gonna be a great event. We got people on the wait list. If you're local or somewhat local and want to come play this event, get on that wait list now and just show up because there's every tournament, no matter what it is, there's always somebody that drops out, whether it's family emergency or they just can't make it. Something happened. They signed up because they want to sign up and they want to be able to make it happen, but just can't. So get on that wait list. There's a good chance that you guys can get in. We just released a video. The last video that we just put out earlier this week was the 666 format, where Taco and I went and played Kansas View and played the layout. Played right. the 666 format, and if you guys aren't familiar with that, it is 6 holes of worst/tough shot, 6 holes of best score, and 6 holes of best shot, and we killed it,
dude. And I think so. We played really well out there,
yeah.
But I think one of the coolest things that video, if you guys haven't gone out and watched that video yet, Eric and I break down how we wanted to play each hole.
Yeah.
And that's something.
And little tips. There was little tips in there on how to play.
Yep.
Strategery, how to play.
Stratego.
Worst shot, tough shot, best score, that kind of thing.
And I honestly think because we did that, because we had a second time to think about what we were planning on doing, we were able to execute our shots a lot better and then just go through it. So,
and there's something about the more relaxed feeling of out there, just casually playing. Like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if both of us went OB on a hole. We would have played it out that way, which we did actually. We both went OB on hole 11.
Toughest hole.
But it didn't matter. So I think if you can translate that mindset into your normal tournament rounds, you're going to kill it. People are going to kill it if they can have that mindset of it doesn't matter, just let the cards fall as they do. That's definitely something that everybody could take advice from.
Yeah, definitely. So that tough shot format, if you watch the video, we went through and just made sure that we did our best to get pars.
Yeah, pars are good, but we ended up getting something like 12 birdies and an eagle. Almost, we had the opportunity at 2 eagles, but we both kind of botched the second shot. Well, I guess it was.
I mean, left
a
couple out there.
Awkward footing. Yeah, we left a couple out there. We definitely left a couple out.
But such as playing disc golf.
But shooting 5 under in tough shot was just silly.
Yeah, we put in some work.
Yeah, like you put in work. You were parking everywhere. We played my drive on. Let's see, 1, 2, 3.
One's a toss up.
4.
2,
5.
3, we were both right there. 4, we were both right there.
Yeah, that is true. You were parking holes though. You were
good.
killing it that day for sure. But one thing I want to talk about that event, another reason to get on that wait list is the player pack. One item I want to talk about that's in this player pack is something that is very special. It is, I'm just going to say it, it's an EMAC Judge.
Say What?
EMAC Judge. Guess what, guys? This is the first opportunity that you're going to have to get this. I had to talk to Clay, and I don't know if you guys know who Clay is, but Clay's our, was he the CCO or COO? Or
he does like production stuff, so
is,
he helps us figure out when we
Clay's
get this.
the man. Clay's the man. If I have a question about the company, he's the man I go to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had hit him up about the event and said, hey, dude, I want to get these EMAC judges for the player packs. And he said, well, they're not going to be available yet because they don't release until after that event.
Yeah.
They were supposed to release before it, but then now they are actually releasing after it because we haven't received them yet. In the order we're receiving the discs, it's all awkward. It's all weird, but whatever. But we are getting some blank ones in soon. And he had said, I have a hard time saying no when it's your event and your name's on the disc. So respect to you, Clay. Thanks so much for hooking that up. So EMAC judges will be in the player pack. I'm not sure the plastic yet. It's either going to be prime or blend.
Let's go.
So
they're
with the
so
6
good.
stamp, we're going to put this stamp on. I'll put it up at the bottom down here so you guys can see the stamp of the disc and all that. But that's the stamp that we're planning to put on these discs, and I, for one, am very, very excited.
Well, I know that this little
in
batch
people's
is going to be,
hands.
this little stamped batch is going to be a very limited number.
Yeah, like
So think twice
maybe
before you throw it.
100 of them, maybe.
Maybe.
I think that's all that we are going to end up making is 100 of them. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have how many players in the event? 80 teams. Mm-hmm. So I think we're
not
gonna,
80 teams.
Well, sorry, 80 players.
40 teams.
80 players. So yeah, I think I'd ask for 100 of them to be made. So these
Yeah.
are going to be sought after for sure. People are going to be wanting to get their hands on these. So, thank you, Clay, once again. And I know a lot of people are excited to get this disc in their hands. So if you're in the area and want to get your hands on one of these, get signed up for that event. Get on that wait list. Find a partner. Get on that wait list. And yeah.
We are also looking for just a couple more volunteers.
Yeah, we absolutely are. And volunteers, maybe getting an EMAC judge as well. So if you guys are in the area and want to volunteer, help out, hit one of us up for sure. You can either email at events@dynamicdiscs.com or shoot us a PM on one of them. The problem with shooting PMs is sometimes it goes to the other box, you don't see it.
That's right.
That kind of thing. So, hey, one good thing to do is if you do PM one of us, you can comment on this video down below and say, hey, I PM'd you here. And then you can do that. Or you can just shoot an email to events@dynamicdiscs.com.
Dude, y'all, whoever got signed up, good job.
Getting the hookup.
Because,
Getting the hookup.
dang, it's going to be sick.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. So, DDO is coming up just around the corner. And if you guys don't know, that is a lot of what Taco has been working on.
Yep.
So talk to people about kind of what the in and outs are that you've been doing and what people should be looking forward to.
Okay. So, obviously one of the main things for me coming back to Dynamic Discs was getting put into the events role. With that being said, now I'm the assistant tournament director for basically all the C tiers, flex C tiers, the A tier, and the NT for this year's Dynamic Disc Open.
Sick.
I know that I remember-ish. Okay? I'm not an elephant. Don't claim to be. I think I sanctioned 22 C tiers during the week.
Wow.
Dynamic Disc Open Week is April 24th, starting April 24th, goes through May 1st, but there is also a ancillary event that happens on May 2nd. That is part of the DDO, but it's not something that we sanction. So
How many did you just say?
I think it's 22.
22. So if you're an amateur, we'll say am because they're more likely to play them all. You have an option or the opportunity to play like 25 sanctioned rounds.
Easily.
Is that accurate?
Yeah. Because there's just...
That's insane.
Yeah.
Dude, 20. You can play 25 tournaments in this.
I can
week.
spout off just the courses, I believe, which are basically all the courses that we have.
That's
Goodies
insane.
Gravel, which
Yeah.
is a new course that just came in. Bo Goodell has a beautiful little getaway out there.
Beautiful,
Airbnb.
beautiful piece of property.
Has 12 holes actually on the property. We're only going to be using 9 in kind of a modified layout, but that's just going to help with flow, and then of course doing scores, double disc challenge, stuff like that. So Goody's Gravel's one. Another one that we're, I believe, adding this year. I don't know if Derek Reilly's private course was a part of last year's. Okay, so Derek Reilly's, or it's called Reilly's Private Course. It's about, I would say, 2 miles east of New Life Christian Church.
I think it's, something like that. A little over 1.75 or something like that, I think. It's so close.
It's really close. It's like if you're driving too fast on that side road, you're going to pass it. But
And when you're coming in on I-35 from the north, you'll see baskets off there on the
that's right,
the west side of the road.
Red veterans. They look real great. He just put in T signs not too long ago, about a month or two ago. He also just put in turf pads from the farm. So Tyson drove out here the other weekend, helped him out by dropping off some of that. So just really good.
Not just helped him drop them off. Tyson helped install them. Pretty cool.
Yeah, no. So that was a really good touch to the course and gives you something to do.
There's
out there
another new course in town too.
We just
Are
put
we
in.
Using that before we?
I do not believe so,
okay,
but
go on with your DDO stuff, and then we'll circle back to that.
Circling back. Okay, so. Anyways, at those courses, the ones I just mentioned is Reilly's private course, and then
Goody's Ranch.
It's going to be a double disc challenge. What double disc is basically you throw 2 drives from 1 tee pad. So if I start on hole 1, I'm going to throw a drive, and then I'm going to throw another drive, and then I'm going to play both of those lies out.
Correct.
To finish the hole. Okay, so for the first hole that you play, per se, you got a 2 and a 3, or a 2 and a 2, or a 3 and a 4, or whatever that may be. You're going to have 2 scores that you write down on your first one, and then you play 9 holes, and then that will get you
your 18
holes.
Which we've done that in the past at Hammond and New Life.
That's right.
New Life and Tech College. We've done it at all 3. So.
Right. So there's still things going on at the middle school. There's going to be, I know Soden's Grove is something that we're putting in this year as well, and that's something new. Soden's Grove's probably one of the best, if not the best, 9-hole layout that we've been trying super hard to get that in the ground, because we feel that permanent pins out there is going to do so much for the disc golf in the community. And then plus, even if we can just get them in the ground when people are here in town for big events, that's huge. But we're going to be doing a glow round out there at Soden's Glow. Definitely would suggest that. And then there's also going to be another double disc challenge there. That is an 18-hole layout with 2 tee pads, or 2 tees. But we're only using a 9-hole layout for that particular event, just to kind of do with the flow.
That
and
makes
everything
sense.
Like that. I felt like it was Eric designed Soden's Grove, so I tried to pick the best holes that I thought, if I was Eric walking through, these would be good for flow and for what is actually happening at that event. So, I mean, there's just so much disc golf.
Oh man,
so much disc golf.
There's so much disc golf in Emporia.
So
and that week of DDO, and yeah, it's gonna be just insane.
Just a real quick app plug too. If you guys are watching this and you haven't gone and downloaded the DDO app, the Dynamic Disc Open app, go to your app store, look at Attendify, download Attendify, and then when you have Attendify pulled up, you search Dynamic Disc Open, click on that, and boom, you can use the app. It has the schedule on there, the schedule of events, player pools, there's different discussion boards on there, all kinds of different things. You can create chats. So go on there, go check the app out. We're going to be updating that. That thing's going to be fluid and just keep changing as we figure out more things that we confirm throughout that week. So super exciting. So much.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked, especially after not having the GBO last year. Full circle, getting to have it again is going to be, more or less having it again. It's hard to say what's exactly going to happen or what we're actually going to be able to do. But it's going to be a fantastic event regardless.
Well, we know that there's going to be plenty of disc golf. That's a fact.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes.
I actually know quite a few people that are not signed up for the A tier and the NT, but they're coming out here to volunteer / play as many C tiers as they can.
Why not?
And then go to the disc. There's a disc dying workshop.
Yep.
like 3. This is going to be awesome too. I'm sorry. I'm just Disc Dying Workshop. You can sign up for classes. They're going to have these different segments that you can go to and check out these different classes and different designs and different types and ways and methods of dyeing discs. So that's going to
cool.
be. My buddy was like, "Hey man, I want to play these C tiers, but I want to volunteer, but if it overlaps with this Disc Dying Workshop, man, I'm going to have to just go for that Disc Dying Workshop." I was like, "Hey, whatever
There'll
you
be
feel,
plenty of time. You'll be plenty of golf and plenty of dying opportunities.
You can volunteer next year too."
That's true. That is a fact. That is a fact. So,
cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm very excited for the Dynamic Discs Open to happen again this year, and just to get out there and play, because I'm actually going to play this year in the MPO division.
Okay, Eric.
Yes.
I remember when we were talking on this podcast, and you
yeah.
said that, and you were like,
a few episodes ago.
Yeah, a few episodes ago.
Hey,
It's like, hey, did you sign up? He's like, it's been open for an hour. No. So, Eric, not that this is going to be different because you're playing in a different division. I guess it will be because you're playing different courses. So, yes, this is different.
One different. Yeah, technically, yeah. Because I would have played MP40, and we were playing Jones Gold. We would have played Jones Gold. But
now you got 2 and potentially 2 at the other one.
2 and 2 and 2. Yep, is the goal.
What are you going to do to prepare mentally, physically, EMAC mode? What are you going to do to prepare for this event? This is a big one.
It is a big one. It's kind of already begun, I guess you would say, the preparation for it, because I've been playing a lot of disc golf lately. Maybe not lately because of the weather, but we've been going out and playing quite a bit in this off season. We've had a pretty fortunate warmer winter than usual, so I've been getting out and throwing, and my game feels pretty good. I've been changing it up a little bit here and there, and not relying on throwing like these super high speed drivers and going crazy with that kind of thing, like Raiders and enforcers and all that, and just sticking to what I know, and that's like throwing a trespass or throwing an EMAC truth, and realizing that not putting anything like expectations out there. Like, I'm not putting expectations of I want to win this tournament, or I want to cash, or I want to play above my rating.
Yep.
I'm just going to go out and play disc golf and see what the heck happens. Because you know what? If I finish first, wow, that's going to blow people's mind. You know what? If I finish last, who cares? If I finish in the cash, mid-pack, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. And that's the mindset that I'm going to have going into this event. And I truly believe that mindset is a successful one, meaning, it's a scary mindset to have, because when there's no fear on the line, where, like we talked earlier about, it didn't matter what we did in that doubles event. That's the mindset I'm going to have going into Jones Gold and the Country Club, because I know those courses better than anybody on this planet, and I know where to be, where to throw, where not to be, and all that, and just go out there and have fun, and hope it's super windy, because I play really well in the wind.
You do. So that's such, you plugged so many good gems right there. So many good gems. Like, clear your mind. Expectations, don't have any.
No, I don't need any.
I feel that that's such an important one. Like, we constantly have these expectations, and if they're at a certain thing, if you don't hit that expectation, guess what? You failed.
Yep.
So if you don't set an expectation, maybe your expectation is to have fun.
Yeah.
I feel like you could score on that like every single time. Yep. And if I always kind of remember Eagle winning that tournament. I can't remember which one it was, but like he got done playing.
He's won a few.
Yeah. He got done playing. This is like more recently, but he got done playing, and they're like, "You won," and he's like, "Did I?"
That was
Green Mountain.
No, it was Michigan. Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great Lakes Open.
But think about that mindset. Like, this is one of the best players in the world, and he had no clue, because what he was really doing is just not letting that dictate what he was going to do. Exactly. He was dictating what he was going to do. And I feel like you just said, like, I want to dictate what I do.
Yeah.
I don't want any other thing to happen.
Exactly.
That's such
the
a
same
gem.
thing. Same thing happened to Nico at the Preserve. He didn't know he won. Hit that last putt and didn't. He knew he had finished well, but he had no idea that he won that tournament. I think that's
really.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think that's the best way to play, because there's no fear. Because if you step up to that last 25 footer knowing, man, I got to make this putt or I lose the tournament. You don't want that. You don't want that on your mind right before you putt. You just want to take that 20-footer like it's another 20-footer.
Right.
Right? If there's OB behind it, then you need to be a little bit more timid on it. But if not, you just need to putt that putt like you've putt every single other 20-foot putt that day.
Boom.
That's all there is to it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of my goal, my mindset going into the DDO. It's gonna be fun. I'm just really excited to get out and compete and play with some younger guys that I haven't played with in a couple years.
So so let me ask you this, because I don't. You might have said it, but I don't think you did. So like, let's say, how many times do you think would make sense for you to go out and practice the course, play the lines? Is that something even necessary for you? Like you said, you know those courses better than anyone else. Are you still going to go out and just like, test the waters, I guess?
Leading up to it, like between now and then, absolutely. Okay. Like usually my mindset is, so right now I've got the Monkey Island Open coming up as well. So that's my next event.
That's right.
So my thought is, if it's a nice day, I'm going to go just play casually out of Peter Pan, and just play.
Phone call.
Yeah. I don't need to go out and play any other course. If I'm going out to play and want to play, I might as well go play the course I'm going to play and get good practice on it. Now, as far as the Country Club and Jones Gold go, yes, I will practice it before the event. I doubt that I'll practice it the week of the event, and the reason is those courses are going to be flooded with people practicing for their rounds, and I don't want any part of that. I don't need to get out there. The only time I want to get out there that week and practice is to get into the mindset of waiting on every single hole.
Well, okay. Wow. That's another gem. Like, get into the mindset to wait.
Yeah.
Because a casual round at the country club,
we fly through it.
Boom,
we
2
can
hours
get done in
done.
a couple hours.
That's
and if
right.
we have carts, an hour and a half.
But a tournament round.
That's definitely something to consider, is going out and just taking your time with casual rounds and just really focusing. And one thing I've always done in my career is, especially in events in Emporia or events on courses that I'm super familiar with, is not going out and playing the entire round, but going out and focusing on certain holes that I tend to struggle with. The one that comes to mind is, I think it's 12 at the Country Club. Is that right?
That Anheuser shot?
No. Not that new hole, the one at the sidewalk.
13.
Yeah, yeah, it is 13.
The one where I threw it out of bounds and
on the putt. Yeah, that one. That hole is one that I'll go and I'll throw 5 or 6 times, like in a row. Like, throw it, go grab my discs, walk back, throw it again, and then decide what disc is in bounds the most or most accurate for me, the one I feel the most confident with going into the tournament. So when I step up to that hole in the tournament, I can pull out that Lucid X Trespass and say, this thing never went out of bounds. Why would it go out of bounds now? So let's just go,
I
not
would
have
love
to worry about yanking it OB or anything like that.
I would love to go out there and just like film you going through that process. Obviously, I'm not playing that event because I'm assistant TDing.
Correct. Well, we have a camera. We can do that.
I'm like, dude, but
that's good little nuggets that you can get.
For sure. Well, I mean, not only for you, it's gonna be reinforce what you just talked about for you. And then again, if you're explaining it to somebody else, like, this is what I'm trying to do, this is why I want to do that, as opposed to like you and me just going out and me watching you throw that shot
5 or 6 times,
and I'm just like,
5 or 6
I
times
wonder
again.
In my head I might just be like, oh, I wonder what line Eric's trying to hit, I wonder what he's aiming at in the distance. If you're explaining that to me, then you're like reminding yourself, like, there's a little tree out there in the distance, I'm gonna hit it on a beeline, hit it on a rope, like 5 or 6 times in a row.
I need to pick up a mic, is what I need to do, is a wireless mic that I can hook up to the camera and go, and we'll do that. We'll make something like that happen, in the mind or something like that on Country Club.
Give it to me.
And Jones Gold as well.
Okay.
So that could be fun.
What's a tough hole at Jones Gold, do you think, that you're like, man, I'm trying to figure out the best way to attack this?
Man, let's see. Jones Gold. I mean, they're all pretty dang tough, to be honest with you.
Full bombers.
There's nothing like super. The only one that really comes to mind, man, is, I guess, the tee shot. Yeah.
What about 18? I feel like that one's a really
18's
important
tough,
hole.
but I mean,
I've seen you 3 it like so many times.
It's tough, but it's also like you're almost handcuffed on what you need to do on that hole.
Yeah.
You know, you're throwing to a layup zone and then you're ripping over the OB. That hole I'm not too concerned with, especially it being the last hole of the day. Like, that won't be a concern of mine whatsoever.
Yeah.
The only one that really comes to mind is Jones East, hole number 2, to Jones West, hole number 4. That tee shot is the only one that I'm possibly in my head thinking, what am I gonna do? Just need to get this in bounds, because that's the hole that if you throw out of bounds off that tee going for the Anheuser shot, you are probably re-teeing.
Yeah, so far
because
back
the OB
there.
is right there in front of you. So trying to figure out if I want to get aggressive and try to rip something, or if I just want to play the smart safe shot, which isn't always a smart safe shot. If you watch Taco throw that smart safe shot hyzer up the road and get a big skip out of bounds. So, but with that shot, you're out of bounds way up there and you can still save par. So that's probably the one hole in my head that I'm thinking I should go and rip on this hole a few times.
I think.
And it's the closest hole to my house.
The way you've been throwing Ballista, Joel,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the disc.
And that's what I threw that
that.
day. But we had a headwind.
Yeah.
And it just
Sent you.
Yeah. It did.
And then, and see, that's the thing about that hole, because depending on what that wind's doing right off the road right there, there's 4 different shots, 5, 6 different shots. And it's like you said, there's really an Anheuser look around the bush or a dump hyzer around the other side. So it's going to be a tough hole. It's going to be exciting to see what people do.
Yeah, I'm excited for the event regardless, and just get out and play and have fun, and hopefully survive 4 rounds on bomber courses 4 days in a row, assuming I make the cut. And all that fun
I think
stuff,
that was the thing too, like knowing that you're about to throw almost as hard as you can on every shot.
And that's the thing, I don't.
How do you train? Oh, that's right. You see, Eric's super lucky because he's like 75%. So his throwing hard is like. Everybody else is like, okay, I just putt for 20
The only
minutes.
time I've thrown as hard as I can was during the field goal competition thing that we did. The double field goal. That was the only time that I really ripped on something. But
that one's so
no,
fun.
I don't like to throw 100% on anything, and especially on a course when I have potentially 4 gold style courses in a row. There is no way I'm trying to rip 100% on any shot. I'm just trying to throw it to where I know I can get up and down or get my birdie, meaning a longer par 4 hole that comes to mind is Jones West hole 7 to Jones East hole 4, right? 4, yeah. That hole is the one that comes to mind. Is what's the point in me throwing that disc as hard as I can, and one, losing consistency on that shot, losing accuracy on that shot, when I could consistently put it somewhere else at like 70% and have a better approach into that green, a more confident distance into that green from that standpoint, as opposed to just ripping on something and having an easy putter shot. The variables there are they're too high on that tee shot to rip it over into the cedar tree or not turn it enough and get it OB when I can just throw like a fairway driver right down the middle and then have a 300-foot EMAC into the basket.
Yeah.
You know,
cut the hole in half.
Yeah, it's about shot for shot. It's legit shot for shot, not even hole by hole. It's shot by shot. It's whatever shot you have next is your most important shot of the tournament. Simple as that. It really is.
Gem, take it, put it in your pocket.
So yeah, that's enough DDO talk for right now. I do want to give away a couple discs from last week that we had. We've got an AJ Lucidex Warden and a Chris Clemens Lucidex Verdict, and both of these were signed by our 2 good friends, Chris and AJ. And we had asked to put in the comments the celebrity cards or whatever it was, and we had a bunch of fantastic answers, a bunch of great ones that were all correct.
We love it when you guys put stuff on there. It's great.
The verdict is going to go to a this was a great name too, by the way, that we absolutely loved. Is it Kai Benjaminson? Is what Taco liked to call it.
I put K. I been jamming, son. Because it's spelled Kai and then Ben Jam in Sen. Sen.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Kai, for that awesome name and your parents. Because holy cow,
Kai Benjaminson.
that's like an AA Ron move. Like
it is. I feel bad for anybody named Aaron, but
Kai, great job.
Kai, this is yours, my friend. Hit me up. We need to find like a easier way for people to. You know what, Kai? If you won this disc, I want you to comment on this video with a way that I can get a hold of you. That's how I'm going to do it. So comment down on that.
Don't get lost in the EMAC black hole.
I'll find it, yeah. I'll find that quicker and easier than any other way. So Kai got the verdict and this beautiful AJ Warden with his little zombie on there. His is one of the best ones, I think. Him and Page's were two of my favorites. So this one we got Dusty Ferguson. So Dusty, hit us up, same way, comment down below on this video that you won this AJ disc, and I will find a way to get a hold of you and get your address and ship both of these out with some coffee too. So,
congrats on the team trilogy as well, Dusty.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And if you guys want to be a part of something awesome, it's not like having a manufacturer sponsorship, but Team Trilogy does some of the coolest things, and
it's like a family. It really is. And one of my favorite things every year that I look forward to is the Trilogy Secret Santa.
Dude, okay, you hooked somebody up this year. Somebody got a bunch of
stack of EMAX, which I always hook up my guy. Next year for Christmas, maybe we should have an unwrapping. Like I saw Simon do this video, and I want to do this just because I love opening things. Is have people send us stuff that we open on the show, or have just a dedicated show where we open things. I want to do that sometime.
I think that's awesome.
Really cool.
I'm down to, like, if you got something random and crazy. Our buddy Daniel Tran that's in Korea right now, stationed in Korea. We thank you for your service, Daniel.
Yes, thank you.
He sent me a picture of all these different Korean foods from South Korea that he got from the market, like basically grab and go microwave. But they have so many of these like noodle things, and you
That's
just
awesome.
see there was like a ham hock.
Wow.
Like it looked like something that you would hang like a toy or something like that on a shelf.
Yeah.
Or maybe like, a dog biscuit or something. It's just like, and I'm like, you're going to eat that? You're going to eat that? But
Daniel's the man. I love Daniel. We talk about him a lot on the show. He's the guy that made the bag tags that we discussed a couple weeks ago.
Yep, the 20 micron.
A couple episodes ago, whatever. So,
yeah.
One other cool thing happening that I want to just sidetrack on is congratulate Everett Brophy on. I'm not sure if that's official yet or not, but he's going to be opening up a store out that way. So I'm very excited for that.
Oh snap! New Mexico
brick and mortar store. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. So I'm excited about that. Everett, you're my boy. Can't wait to get some rounds of golf in with you. It's been too long. It's been way too long since I've seen all my homies to play disc golf with, actually. So we need to make something like that happen.
Go away, cold weather.
Yes. Get out of here. Get out of here. That and COVID. Both of you. Get out. So, well, guys, I think that's let's see. We've been blabbing on for quite a while now, but this was a good episode. I think we had some good gems in there and some good content for you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying everything. Once again, shout out to Birdie Fuel Coffee for hooking up the coffee blend and the stickers and the Birdie and the keychains and the commercial you guys saw at the beginning, all that fun stuff. And we're only going to be, there's only going to be more. We're going to be working more and more with these guys. And I can't say it enough to go out and support these companies that are supporting disc golf, like Birdie Fuel, Bushnell, Keen, Adidas, whoever is out there throwing money at our sport or trying to make a difference in our sport. Go support them, please. I mean, it's not that hard. Just give them a little bit of support, and it goes a long way. So one more thing I do want to plug before we step away here is Disc Golf Valley.
Oh,
are you familiar with Disc Golf Valley? Do you play Disc Golf Valley?
Yeah, I'm Taco Cat spelled because Taco Cat's backwards.
Yeah, that's right. You should, except there's a K in there. Is it still?
No, I spelled like a normal taco. Cool. I cheated on that one.
Okay, cool. If you guys haven't downloaded this game yet, do it. It's on your phone. It's a mobile download. It's Disc Golf Valley, and it's such a fun little disc golf game, and is probably the most realistic one that I've ever played.
Agreed.
I have to play it on my iPad though because it's a little bit bigger and it's a little easier than on my little bitty phone. I can't see anything. I'm getting old. All that fun stuff. But that being said, there is a couple new discs that are about to drop on Disc Golf Valley, and I'm super stoked about at least one of them, and it may or may not be, but in fact is an EMAC Truth. So you can actually go out, and it's under the Tour Series line. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to drop, but it's going to be soon. But you're going to be able to throw an EMAC Truth and then a Nico LaCastro Warship or Stag, I believe, are the two discs for him. And there's going to be a plethora of more in the future, but those are the couple that are coming out. And every time that you purchase one of those, excuse me, when you purchase that EMAC Truth or the Warship or the Stag, you support that player. So that player gets a little bit of a cutback from that purchase. So just like buying a normal disc, but it's a disc that you can purchase and use in the game.
I would also like to mention that those three molds, correct?
Yep.
Those 3 molds are the first 3 molds that are not latitude molds. Disc Golf Valley is a latitude 64 game. So
it is in fact a latitude game.
did see a picture of somebody, like, I follow Disc Golf Valley on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
You're welcome, guys. But somebody took a picture of that signature disc, and I feel like it's a Lucid X.
Yes,
EMAC.
it is. I believe it is.
It's
in beta testing right now, so the people that are beta testers out there are throwing it right now and acing every single hole, apparently. So you're going to want to go get it. That's
so
for
much
dang
glide
sure,
on that thing.
so.
I'm going to do it.
But yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. Kai, Dusty, hit us up, comment down below, all that fun stuff. And anything else? Any other final words before we step away from this episode?
Man, I just want to say thank you again, everybody that's been watching, positive comments.
Or listening.
Liking the video. Listening is great. I think Eric's not too far away from 7,000 subscribers.
I'm like less than 100 away from the 7K.
Let's go. At the 7K, we get to give some stuff away.
Yep.
We're
gonna give some stuff away at 7, 8, and then a big, huge giveaway when we finally hit that 10K milestone.
Boom.
I'm excited about that because I got a lot of really cool stuff to give away.
So much. I just walked in here earlier and I was like, dude, what is happening?
What are you doing in here? I've been going through
much.
organizing, selling, giving away, all that fun stuff. So
Yes.
But yeah, so these 2 discs were signed by the players last week when they were in town, and yeah, these came out of my personal stash. So
more stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
Hit the notification bell.
Yes.
Love everybody.
Comment, algorithm will pop up a little bit more in people's feeds and all that fun stuff. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.